Hi, Al Smith here. Welcome to the lesson on Stayman. This is the first course in the One No Trump Response System course. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we want to do is review what the requirements are for opening One No Trump. Okay, it's really important that we all have a good common understanding. I did this last week in the overview lesson, but let's do it quickly again here today. This lesson deals with the strong One No Trump open. That's to say that in first and second seat, it requires you to have 15 to 17 high card points. In third and fourth seat, it's 14. That's 14 to 17 high card points. Okay, making third and fourth seat 14 points is important, not so much as it relates to the One No Trump open, but to the sequence where in third and fourth seat you open one of the suit and then later bid One No Trump. In that way, your partner knows that you're limiting your hand to 12 to 13 high card points, and your partner, the responder, will not bid 2 No Trump, inviting you to bid 3 No Trump with 10 to 11 high card points. Really important feature, understanding that will keep you out of a lot of trouble. The rest of the requirements are pretty normal. 2+ cards in every suit, no 5-card major, a balanced or a semi-balanced hand. An important thing to understand about No Trump, we've defined a 3-point high card range, is that we can divide that in half in terms of the point count. So for later bidding, a minimum is 15 to 16. 16 bad. What's bad? Well, 16 high card points with a bunch of queens and jacks, or 16 points with a 4-3-3-3 distribution in queens and jacks. Okay, because you don't have any extra capability to take tricks. Conversely, you've got a good 16 to 17. That's a maximum. An important thing to note is that the lesson is based upon the assumption that you are using reverses. Reverses are an extremely important construct in the standard American bidding system. Okay, every convention you learn and try to use is based upon the assumption that you're using reverses. Okay, if you, for example, a reverse is 5 to 6 cards in a lower ranking suit and 4 to 5 cards in a higher ranking suit and 16+ length points or 15+ high card points. Okay, which overlaps with One No Trump. An example is you have 5 clubs and 4 spades, 15 high card points. We assume that you're going to use a reverse. Because of this, the One No Trump response system does not have to deal with the situation where you have 5 clubs, 4 spades, and 15+ points because you're going to use a reverse. What it does is cut down tremendously on the number of different types of hands that have to be addressed, and makes the bidding system much more exact and much easier to use. So if you're not using reverses, take the lesson on reverses and learn how to use them. It's an extremely important feature that you need to know how to use. Okay, now, what are the Stayman system goals? Well, the first and most important is it gives you the capability of finding a 4-4 major suit fit. Okay, up to this particular point, we haven't been using any conventions, and there was no way to find that fit. To try to find such a fit was just a shot in the dark. The second most important thing is that it allows you to right side the hand, because it gives you the capability of making the declare, the One No Trump opener, the declare. By doing this, it makes the opponent's lead into the strong hand. And this is worth a half a trick. Okay, that's a really, really big bonus, because it's kind of like saying that you've got a coin that's supposed to be balanced, but when you flip it, it comes out 70% head and 30% tails. It's a really big feature to be able to gain a half trick by making the opponent's lead into the strong hand. It also then gives you the capability of determining when, after you find a 4-4 fit, of determining whether you want to play the contract in suit or in no trump. It's really pretty easy to make this decision if you know the criteria for making the decision. For years, I was playing the Stayman convention, and whenever I found a 4-4 fit, I ended up in a suit contract. Well, that's not the way that it should be. Once I understood the criteria, about 50 to 60% of the time, you want to be a no trump and not suit contract. So it gives you a choice, allows you to find the best contract. Also, it allows you to clearly define your point range of both the opener and the responder so you can determine the correct contract level. Let's start looking at how Stayman fits into the overall one no trump response system. This is pretty high level because there's more to it than this, but want to review this real quickly because you need to know how to respond in the other situations when you're not using Stayman. Okay, so if your partner opens one no trump and you had 0 to 7 high card points, to begin with, you're just going to pass. You don't have enough points to really respond. We'll see how we can replace that in a second. Okay, if you have 8+ high card points and 4 hearts and or 4 spades, we're going to use Stayman. So you can see how it fits within this overall structure. Now, I forgot to review this for you, but what's important to note, there are really 6 different point ranges that we want to be able to clearly communicate to our partner which one we have. 0 to 3, which is a bust hand, 4 to 7, where you have positive values, but not enough points to invite game. Because you take 7, you add that 17, it's only 24. You need 25 to play in game. Then there's 8 to 9, where it becomes invitational. By invitational, you invite the partner to bid game. 10 to 15, where you've got enough points per game, and 16+ where you want to investigate slam. So see where Stayman fits into this overall point range hierarchy. Okay, the second convention we're going to learn is the Jacobi transfer. Use that when you've got 0+ points and 5+ hearts or spades. Right. Next is the 2-spade transfer to the minors, and you see we use this down here in the range where you've got a bust hand in 5+ clubs and diamonds, and you also use it to investigate slam. Note in the middle here, you're not using that convention because no trump is much more yields more points than the minor suits, so we're going to play those hands in no trump. Okay, and here's we can see that with 8 to 9 points, we're going to bid 2 no trump, and with 10+, we're going to bid 3 no trump. So between the pass, 2 no trump, and 3 no trump, that falls into a pretty wide swath of hands where you're going to be the desired contractors in no trump. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And of course, you've got with the minor suits. All right, and with 10 points plus 10+ points in minor suits, you're going to opt to play in no trump. There are ways of exploring slam and so forth when you have a minor suit, but we're going to save that for another day. Okay, when is the Stayman used? Well, the Stayman convention is used by the responder when there is, it's always used when there's no competition after partner opens 1 no trump, overcalls 1 no trump, bids opens 2 no trump, or bids 2 no trump after opening a strong 2 clubs. In the first 2 cases, we're showing 15 to 17 high card points. In the third, 20 to 21 high card points. And in the fourth, 22+ high card points. Okay, it works the same regardless of whether it's a 1 no trump or 2 no trump After two no trump, it's just one level higher. Okay, and if our partner overcalled one no trump, they're also promising a blocker in the opponent's mid suit, and we just kind of pretend in our responses that the opponent didn't open. So let's go forward. Now, also, Stayman can be used after the opponents jump in there and try to screw up the works by bidding. Now, it's only usable if two clubs can be bid naturally, or the two clubs can be artificially bid. Okay, so we'll look at the first two cases. The first one is where your partner opens one no trump and the opponent doubles. Generally, what the double means is they also have a one no trump opening. All right, now, many of those times you're going to be able to initiate Stayman because you've got 8 to 9 high card points too, and you have a 4-card major. So to initiate Stayman after double, you simply bid two clubs because you can bid it as part of the natural, in line with the natural bidding trees. Hasn't been bypassed. Okay, the second is where the opponent bids two clubs. Now, I introduce you to what's called the stolen bid. And it's conventional in nature when you're in the middle of a conventional sequence. Here, the double means the opponent bid what I was going to bid. So the double is one no trump, two clubs. Double means that you actually are bidding two clubs, not the double. Okay, and it's an alerted bid because it's artificial, because the double generally is used for penalties. Okay, so in this case, it has nothing to do with penalties, but it says, hey, this guy stole what I was going to bid. Take this bid as that meaning. Okay, so let's go on. What shape is needed? Well, you can have 4 hearts. You can have 4 spades. You can have 4 hearts and 4 spades. You'll notice it's got a consistency here. It's 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, the absolute requirement of Stayman is you have at least one 4-card major suit. 4, think 4. Okay, I know it's sort of, this isn't golf, but 4. All right, now there's one special shape that Stayman is also used for, and that was 4 hearts and 5 spades. Not 5 hearts and 4 spades, but 4 hearts and 5 spades. Special shape. And to make it even more special, we only use Stayman with this shape with 8 to 9 high card points. Okay, how many points are needed to initiate Stayman? 8 plus high card points. No maximum, but we need to have 8 plus high card points. This is critical because the convention is based upon that being the minimum number of points you have. And its structure is used to reflect that. It is very, very important to have 8 plus high card points. All right. Now, how is it initiated? The responder initiates Stayman by bidding 2 clubs. Okay, 2 clubs is an artificial conventional bid. Okay, what that means, you can no longer use 2 clubs to bid clubs. Okay, if you want to bid clubs, you're going to have to find a different way because 2 clubs now means Stayman has been initiated. And Stayman is a 2-step convention. And this is kind of a divergence. I want you to understand that it's 2 steps. The 2 clubs is step 1. Initiate Stayman. It says, hey, I've got at least one 4-card major, and I've 8 plus high card points. And it says, I want you to tell me whether you have a 4-card major or not. And it's the analogy I'm using. It's kind of like I'm going to the store. Now, on the responder's second bid, they're going to tell the opener more about their hand. They're going to describe their hand. And that's like to buy a loaf of bread. So in step 1, we're going to say, we're going to the store, or we're initiating Stayman. In step 2, we're going to tell our partner more about what we have. All right, let's take a look at a couple of examples here and make the determination and determine whether we should use Stayman or not. Okay, in the first example here, we have we actually have 10 high card points. I didn't see that jack there. So we've got 10 high card points. Okay, that's more than 8. We need 8 or more to initiate Stayman. So that's box 1 check. Do we have a 4-card major? Yes, we have both 4 hearts and 4 spades. So yeah, we're going to initiate Stayman. We're going to bid 2 clubs. This is a great example where the convention is used. Okay, and what we're doing is we're looking for a spade or a heart bid. Let's take a look at example 2. Here we have 6 high card points. Well, what's the first requirement of bidding Stayman? You have 8 or more high card points. We do have the 4 hearts and 4 spades again, but we don't have 8 high card points, so it's too weak to use Stayman. So we're going to pass. We're passing because we've got less than 8 high card points, and we're going to let our partner play the contracted 1 no trump. Let's look at the third hand here. In the third hand, do we have 8? We've got a whole bunch of points. Actually, we've got 16. And by the way, 16 plus 15 is 31, and 31 is the kickoff point for investigating slam. Okay, now, does the number of points matter? No. As long as we've got 8 or more and a 4-card major, and we do have 4 spades, we're going to go ahead and initiate the use of Stayman. And again, we're still, in this case, we're looking for a spade bid, obviously, because we don't have 4 hearts. Okay. Now, another example here. In this hand, we've got 9 high card points. Now, we've got 6 clubs and 4 spades. Don't we want to find a way of bidding those clubs instead of Stayman? No, because to make a minor suit game requires you to bid 5 clubs or 5 diamonds. That's 11 tricks. To make 3 no trump, it's 9 tricks. Because of this gross disparity, to make 4 hearts or 4 spades, it only requires only 10 tricks. Because of the disparity between the number of tricks we're required to make game and the number of points awarded to the majors and no trump versus the minors, always wanting the bidding system is structured to give the priority to finding a bid in the majors or ending up in no trump. So what we're going to do, because we have a requirement of 8 plus high card points, 8 plus 15 is 23. We've got plenty of points that we can investigate a potential bid in clubs later. So even though we've got 6 clubs, now note, if you had 7 clubs, it doesn't apply. 7 clubs, you're going to go ahead and you're going to bid the clubs. You're not going to look for the 4-4 bid. All right, because you know your partner's got 2, you've got 7. That's a 9-card fit. That's much better than an 8-card fit. The purpose of Stayman is to find an 8-card fit in the majors. So when we've got this shaped hand, 6 clubs or 5 clubs and 4 spades or 4 hearts, what we're going to do, as long as we've got the required number of points, is we're going to go ahead and we're going to bid Stayman. So it's really important to note how to handle this. All right, now here we've got another hand. Hey, this is cool. We've got 5 spades and 5 hearts. Well, 5 is bigger than 4. Should we go ahead and use Stayman? We've got the required number of points. The answer is no. We're not going to use Stayman. Stayman requires you have exactly 4 cards in one of the 2 majors. That's 4 hearts or 4 spades. We've got 5 and 5. Okay, what we're going to do here is use the Jacobi transfer convention to investigate, to handle hands that have 5 plus cards in each one of the majors. Okay, that way we use a particular convention to investigate particular hand shapes. In this case, we're only investigating hands using Stayman that have exactly 4 cards in one of the majors. Okay, so no, it's the wrong shape. Let's look at the last example here. We have 9 high card points, and we have exactly 4 hearts and 5 spades. Now, this is the one special shape where we have a 5 card major that we're going to use the Stayman convention. We're only going to do it with 8 to 9 high card points. Now, let me also point out that in this auction up here that we had 1 no trump, and that nasty opponent interjected a 2 club bid. Okay, we still want to use Stayman. So to initiate Stayman, we're going to use the double as an artificial bid to say, hey, partner, he stole my bid. I was going to bid 2 clubs. So that's where this is an example of the stolen bid. And this is also the example of the hand shape where you've got 5 spades, 4 hearts with 8 to 9 high card points. If we had 10 high card points, we would not use Stayman because we have another way of conventionally describing that hand. All right, now we talked about how to initiate Stayman and when to initiate it and so forth. Now, how does the opener respond? Well, the opener has 3 possible responses. The first one is by bidding 2 diamonds, and that says, hey partner, I do not have a 4 card major. I only have 2 to 3 hearts and 2 to 3 spades. All right, now the second possible response is bidding 2 hearts. And 2 hearts has one of 2 meanings. It says, I've got 4 hearts, or I've got 4 hearts and 4 spades. So what we do is we're always going to bid 2 hearts when we have 4 spades and 4 hearts, or we have 4s in both of the majors. And this is critical, regardless of the quality of the suits. When you have 4 of each of the suits, you're always going to bid 2 hearts, because that's the structure of the convention, and then it allows you to discover later whether you have, first of all, whether you have a 4 card heart pit, 4-4 heart pit, and later whether you have a 4-4 spade pit. Now, if you don't have 4 hearts, your third possible bid is to bid 2 spades, indicating you have 4 hearts and you do not have 4 hearts. Okay, so you can see no 4 card major, 1 or both 4 card majors, or 4 spades. Okay, so we've got the waterfront covered. Okay, there aren't any other Stayman responses. People keep trying to invent additional responses to give the Stayman convention more meaning and more whistles and bells, but they haven't found it. As far as I'm concerned, it's perfect just the way it is. So let's look at a couple of examples to see how the opener should respond. In this first example, the sequence is going to be that the opener bid 1 no trump, and our partner initiated Stayman by bidding 2 clubs. In this first example, we have 4 hearts and 4 spades. We also have a maximum. We have 17 high card points. So we've got 4 hearts and 4 spades. Look at those hearts. Aren't they ugly? 2, 3, 4, 5. And the spades look really great. We've got ace, king, queen, 10. Well, yeah, there's a gross disparity between the 2 suits in terms of their value. However, we're always going to bid hearts first when we have 4 hearts and 4 spades. We're going to ignore the suit quality. So we're going to always bid 2 hearts. Okay, let's take a look at this hand. Okay, we've got 17 high card points again, a maximum. Okay, and we have 4 hearts, but we do not have 4 spades. So what are we going to bid? The opener is going to respond 2 hearts. Okay, and what the 2 hearts said is they've got 4 hearts and maybe 4 spades. That's the message that's sent to the to the responder. But the opener obviously knows that she has only 4 hearts because she gets to look at her hand. All right, now we look at this. We have the first example that says the opener saying knows they have 4 hearts and 4 spades. And the second one, they know they have 4 hearts, but the message in each one of the bits by 2 hearts is I have 4 hearts and maybe 4 spades. So keep that in mind. Okay, in the next example, we have 4 spades, but we do not have 4 hearts. So what we're going to bid is 2 spades, and that shows that we have the 4 spades, and it denies having 4 hearts. In the last example here, again, we have 17 high card points and partner initiated Stayman, and we do not have 4 hearts or 4 spades, so we're going to bid 2 diamonds. So you can see how all the different responses are used. No 4-card major, only spades is a 4-card major, or these 2 examples says we have 4 hearts and maybe 4 spades. All right, let's get into how the respondent now is going to bid after the opener's response to the Stayman convention. Now, I want to spend just a second to explain this chart because it's something that we're going to use across the various types of lessons. But we have the opener's bid up here. It says 2 diamonds. It denies 4 hearts and 4 spades. Now, we've got the responder's second bid we're going to discuss down in this area. Okay, and we've divided that up into 3 point ranges. 8 to 9 high card points, which is the invitational point range. 10 to 15, where we know we have game, and we also know we don't have enough points for slam. And 16 plus high card points, where we know that we're going to be investigating slam. So we want to be with the responder second bid, we want to clearly communicate the point range. Now, at the same time, we want to think about whether the responder has a balanced or an unbalanced hand. The more balanced the hand is, for example, 4-3-3-3 with no singleton or void, totally flat, the more that you want to tend to be a no trump versus unbalanced with a singleton or a void that you want to tend to be in a suit contract. So let's look at what happens when the opener has denied having a 4-card major. All right, if the responder has 8 to 9 points, the responder knows they do not have a major suit fit. So with 8 to 9 points after 2 diamonds, you're going to bid 2 no trump. Okay, this little dangly thing here indicates there's an additional bidding that's going to be discussed, and we're going to do that on the next slide so that we don't get too much on this slide, just garbage everything up. So with 2 no trump, the responder bids with 8 to 9 points, bids 2 no trump after the 2 diamonds. Okay, with 10 plus, 10 to 15, bids 3 no trump because they knows that they have enough points per game and not enough points per slam. That's a sign-off bid. Okay, if they've got 16 plus, they're going to go ahead and explore slam. And then one of the conventions they can use is Gerber. We'll discuss this in one of the later lessons, but I just want to point out to show you where it fits in the hierarchy. Okay, now we've got the other weirdie here is where the responder can have 5 spades and 4 hearts. If the responder has the 5 spades and 4 hearts, 8 to 9 high card points. Remember, that's the only time it's used. He will now bid 2 spades. And what that says is, hey, opener, I've got 5 spades and 4 hearts at 8 to 9 high card points. Okay, it's a very special auction. Okay. Now, if the responder started out with a 4-card major and 5 to 6 cards in one of the minors and 8 to 9 high card points, they're going to go ahead and bid 3 clubs or 3 diamonds. You say, well, what happens down here with 10 to 15? Well, they're not going to have bid the clubs or diamonds. They're going to have bid 3 no trump because the minors are more important than the No trump scores much better than the minors. Okay, if you have any doubts in these particular when the points in the shape fall in this particular area, just close your eyes and bid 3 no trump. 95% of the time you will be correct. Okay, we're going to look at opener's third bid after the responder's second bid that we discussed on the previous slide. If they bid 2 no trump, what's the opener going to do? How do they decide whether to go to 3 no trump or to pass? Well, if they got a minimum, they're going to pass. Again, that's a bad 15 to 16. If they've got a maximum, they're going to bid 3 no trump. Easy peasy. Just use the min and the max to make the decision. Okay, if the responder bid 2 spades, we have an additional criteria that's going to come into play, and that's whether the opener has 2 to 3 spades. Okay, if they've got 2 spades, 2 plus 5 is 7. What you want to have is you want to have 8 cards in a suit to play, 8 plus cards in a suit to play in a suit contract. Okay, it's also can play with what's called a Moisian bid of 5-2, but typically you want to avoid that. Okay, so if you've got 2 plus only 2 cards in spades, the opener has only 2 cards in spades, what they're going to do is they're going to pass. All right. Well, no, with only 2 cards in spades, they're going to bid 2 no trump, because no trump is going to be the better contract than the suit contract. Okay, with 2 spades and the maximum number of points, they're just going to go ahead and bid 3 no trump. That's going to be the best contract. Now, let's look at where the opener actually has 3 spades. Remember, by bidding 2 diamonds, which is what we're discussing here, the opener has denied having 4 spades, so they can have 2, or they can have 3. So with 3 at a minimum, the opener invites the responder by bidding 3 spades. It says, hey, I've got 3 of your spades. Now, the responder gets to reevaluate their hand using distribution points, because the responder will now know they have a gold fit, right? And using that, the responder will then make the determination to either pass or go to game. So let's look at that. And with 8 to 9, we're going to pass. With 10 plus, we're going to go ahead. The responder is going to go ahead and bid 4 spades. All right. Now we have one more option here, is where the opener has 3 spades and maximum, they're just going to go directly to game. All right. So that's pretty easy, straightforward. But you can see, especially with this special shape that many people don't understand, it gives you the capability of determining where you should be, what level should you be, whether it should be at game or not. All right, now we've got this situation here where the responder had 4 hearts and 5 clubs and diamonds. So they bid 3 clubs or 3 diamonds. Now with the opener, with a minimum, is just going to pass. With a maximum, they're going to bid 3 no trump. And you go, well, why would they bid 3 no trump instead of 4 clubs, 4 diamonds? Well, if you can make 9 tricks in a minor, you can probably 10 tricks in a minor. You can make 9 tricks in no trump. And no trump is 3 no trump is game, and gives you the game bonus. So you always want to give the priority to bidding 3 no trump. Okay, so that's how we handle it when our partner bids 2 diamonds. Okay, now let's look at the option where the opener bids 2 spades, indicating they have 4 spades and denying having 4 hearts. Okay, we'll do this one first because we're going to show how to handle the situation where we have a fit and a no fit when we have one known 4-card major. Okay, and the first thing we want to discuss is when we have a 4-4 fit. So the opener says, I've got 4 hearts, 4 spades, and the responder looks at his hand and says, I've got 4 spades. Yippee, we have a fit. So with a 4-4 fit, we want to look at our hand further and say, do we have an unbalanced hand or do we have a balanced hand? If it's unbalanced, we're going to go ahead and revalue our hand with distribution unbalances with a void, singleton, or doubletons. With a balanced hand, we're going to continue counting high card points because if we counted distribution, it'd still be the same. Okay, so we're going to use the type of points and the number of points for the decision as to whether we want to be in a suit contract or in a no trump contract. All right, so with the more unbalanced the hand is, the more that we want to be in a suit contract. So if we've got an unbalanced hand, what we're going to do with the minimum, the 8 to 9 high card points or distribution points, what we're going to do is we're going to bid 3 spades. Okay, that invites the opener to bid 4 spades with a maximum. Okay, with 4 spades and 10 to 15 points, we're going to go ahead and we're going to just bid game ourselves. Okay, now with a balanced hand, okay, that's a, with a flat hand like 4-3-3-3 shape or 4-4-3-2, should always consider no trump there first. Okay, is you're going to go ahead, the responder is going to bid 2 no trump. What this does is say, I think this contract is going to play better in no trump rather than the 4-4 fit. What it really comes down to is, as a declarer, if you're playing in a suit contract, one of the things you're always going to try to do is get the kids off the street, draw trump. So if you're going to draw trump and you still want to have roughing power. Okay, but if you've got a flat hand and you draw trump, you obviously have no roughing power. So in essence, you're going to be playing the hand like you're in no trump. So if you're going to play the hand like no trump, you might as well be in no trump because 3 no trump requires only 9 tricks and 4 hearts or 4 spades requires 10 tricks. So you can see that probably 50 to 60% of the time when you find a 4-4 fit, because the opener told you he had a balanced hand to begin with, if you've got a balanced hand, you should be in no trump, not in the suit contract. Very, very important to understand that. Okay. Now, obviously, if you've got a 4-4 fit and you've got 10 plus points and a balanced hand, just bid 3 no trump. Pretty easy. But this is really a major thing to understand to determine whether you want to be in a suit contract with the 4-4 fit or whether you want to be in no trump with the 4-4 fit. I can't tell you how many good players I know that don't understand that yet. Like I said, it took me a long time to figure that out. This is really a big deal. All right, let's look over here. We've got no fit. Okay, we've got balanced hand again and an unbalanced hand. Okay, if it's a balanced hand, obviously we've got 8 to 9, we're going to bid 2 no trump. If we've got 10 plus, we're going to bid 3 no trump. So we've got enough per game. Okay, I'm signing off. Now, if it's an unbalanced hand, where you start it with 4 hearts and 5 to 6 clubs, now, because you've got enough points, you can actually show that to the opener by bidding 3 clubs or 3 diamonds if that's the diamond suit. Now, also, if you've got a fit in spades and you've got 16 plus points, there's a special convention for investigating slam that we'll discuss in another lesson. I just want you to know that's there and it's available, and I'll teach you how to do that in a couple of weeks. Okay. Again, when you get over here in the unbalanced arena, if you have 10 plus high card points and you don't know what to do, just bid 3 no trump. You'll be right 90 to 95% of the time. Okay, opener's third bid. Again, when we talked about the 2 no trump, we saw this before with a minimum pass with a maximum bid 3 no trump. That's an easy decision for the opener. Same is true when you found the 4-4 bid and the responder has bid 3 spades. The opener with a minimum is going to pass that with a maximum because they've got the bid is going to push on to the 4 spade contract. Okay, and when the responder showed a 4-card major and 5 to 6 clubs or diamonds with a minimum, they're going to pass and play the contract in 3 clubs or 3 diamonds. Okay, if they've got a maximum, what they're going to do is bid 3 no trump. Okay? And again, they're bidding 3 no trump instead of exploring bidding 4 clubs or 4 diamonds because the 3 no trump is much easier to make and it's worth so many more points. Okay, now we're going to come back to the last bid that the opener can make in response to the same, and that's 2 hearts. That shows they've got 4 hearts and 4 spades. Now, obviously, if they bid 2 hearts and you've got 4 hearts, you know what your fit is. You've got a 4-4 fit in hearts. Doesn't matter if you also have a 4-4 fit in spades because hearts and spades have the same value. So we're going to just blindly go forward based upon the known that we have the 4-4 fit. So again, as we did in the previous slides in response to 2 spades, we're going to look at unbalanced and balanced and make the same, use that same logic over again. Now, if we do not have 4 hearts, but we've got 4 spades, the responder's second bid is going to be a little bit different. Now, and I'm going to explain this, okay, but we're still taking in place balanced and unbalanced. Okay, if, and it looks going to look the same as we had on in the previous version, but it's a little bit different, okay, because here when we say 2 no trump, also the opener knows that we have the 4 spades, and that'll become apparent what the difference is on the next slide. Okay, with 8 to 9, we're going to bid 2 no trump. With 10 plus, we're going to bid 3 no trump. Same type of structure with respect to the unbalanced hand. Okay, now the and also the capability to explore slam. All right, and again, that's something I'll discuss in a couple of weeks in another lesson. Okay. And finally, if you have any doubt, you got 10 plus points, just bid 3 no trump. Okay, opener's third bid. Okay, if we bid 3 hearts with the fit, you know, we're going to pass. If we hit, the opener's going to pass to the minute, we're going to push to 4 hearts for the maximum. If bid 2 no trump, indicating they have 4 spades. Now, if the opener also has 4 spades in addition to the 4 hearts, okay, and has roughing value, okay, he's going and as a minimum 15 to 16 points, he's going to bid 3 spades. Okay, he's going to pull the 2 no trump and bid 3 spades because he's made the determination that playing in spades is a better contract. Okay. However, if they've got a 4-4 fit and has no roughing value at 8 to 9 points, or doesn't have the 4-4 fit, no fit, they're going to pass and play the contract in no trump because it's a better contract. So you can see roughing, play in suit. No roughing, or no fit, play in no trump. Okay. And conversely, it's also true that if you've got 10 plus, if you've got a maximum, if the opener has a maximum and the 4-4 fit with some roughing value, they're going to play in 4 spades. And if they don't have any roughing ability or no fit, they're going to play in 3 no trump. So you can see here that how to decide whether to play in no trump or in a suit contract is built into convention. And probably 50 to 60% of the time, you're going to end up playing in no trump rather than in a suit contract when you have a 4-4 fit. Okay. Now over here, we have the 3 clubs, and our partner knows that we started out with 4 spades. So again, with the minimum, we're going to pass, and with the maximum, we're going to bid 3 no trump. So that kind of concludes the how the bidding goes with the Stayman convention. Now let's go through a bunch of examples. There's actually 12 of them of how Stayman is used, and see how see how it's used. Okay, and we're going to note whether the no trump opener has a minimum or maximum. In this case, it's got a maximum. Okay, 16 high card points. Now, because we've got 8 plus high card points, 9 actually here, and a 4 card major, we initiate Stayman, 2 clubs. The opener has both 4 hearts and 4 spades, so bids 2 hearts. Okay. Now the responder with 8 that does not have a heart, 4 hearts, so the responder bids 2 no trump with 8 to 9 points. The opener now knows that because he did not show a fit in hearts and that he's got 4 spades, he knows that they have a 4-4 fit in spades, and that they probably want to be in a suit contract because he's got some roughing ability. Odds are that the responder is going to have some roughing ability. So because he's got a maximum number of points, he goes to 4 spades. All right. Now it turns out the responder is flat, but that doesn't make any difference. They've got 1 heart loser, they've got 1 diamond loser, and they've got probably 1 club loser. So they're probably going to make this contract as long as they play the hand right. Okay, so they're in 4 spades. In example number 2, we've got, again, 1 no trump opener with a max. And the responder now has a bunch of points. Got 4, 8, 11, 13 high card points. So he knows that they've got about 29 high card points between them, 28 to 30 actually. So he initiates Stayman, and lo and behold, the opener comes back and says, I have 4 spades, but not 4 hearts. And he goes, oh goody, we have a 4-4 fit. But he really looks at his hands, well, I'm really flat. All right, I really have no roughing ability, and because my partner is also indicated he has a balanced, at best an unbalanced hand, I'm going to go ahead and bid 3 no trump. I'm going to ignore that 4-4 fit in terms of playing it in a suit contract, because no trump is worth more, and I have little or no roughing ability. So you see, here's an example where you end up in no trump, where many people are going to end up in 4 spades. And guess what? If the cards aren't in the right place, they're not going to make 4 spades, and you're probably going to make 3 no trump. And even if they make 4 spades, you're probably going to make 4 no trump, and that's worth 10 points more than 4 spades, so you're going to get the better score. Okay, let's look at this example. Here we have a minimum 1 no trump open. Our partner has got the clubs and the spades. Okay, so he bids 2 clubs. Initiating Stayman, opener says, hey, I've got 4 hearts and maybe 4 spades. And responder comes back and says, I'm going to bid 3 no trump. Why is he bidding 3 no trump? He's ignoring, because he's got 4, he's got 10, 11 high card points. With 10 plus high card points, he's going to force the situation by bidding 3 no trump. Okay, now if the opener has accidentally started with 4 hearts and 4 spades and got a little bit of roughing power, he now knows that he can pull that contract and go to four spades with a 4-4 fit. But since he's flat, he's going to let that go and let the contract be played at 3-no trump. Let's look at the situation here. Again, it's 1-no trump open with a minimum number of points. Okay, 2 clubs, initiation, Stayman. 2 diamonds. I don't have a 4-card major. Okay, so what's a boy to do? Okay, so we count our points again. We've got 4, 7, 8. Okay, that's 8. So it falls in the category of 8 to 9. That's an invitational value. So we're going to bid 2-no trump. If we had more, 10 plus, we would have bid 3-no trump. Okay, the opener looks at his hand and says, well, I've got a minimum 15 to a bad 16. My partner says 8 to 9. I know that's not enough to make game, so he passes. Let's look at example 5. Okay, we've got 15 high card points, a minimum no trump open. Okay, and now the responder looks at his hand and says, well, I've got 3, 6, 8, 9 points. Hey, I've got enough to initiate Stayman and go, whoa, wait a minute, I don't have a 4-card major. So this falls back to what I call the normal response system outside of Stayman for what the responder should bid. So he bids 2-no trump, which says 8 to 9 high card points. And I'm inviting you to go to 3-no trump. The opener says, I got the minimum, so I'm going to pass. Just wanted to throw that in there to remind you that you still have those other bids available, and don't, just because you've got a hammer, everything's not a nail. So make sure that you're only using Stayman where it's appropriate. In example number 6, we've got a maximum no trump opening. We've got 4 spades. Look at that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. We've got enough points, 8. So we're going to bid 2 clubs. The opener comes back and says, hey, I've got 4 spades. All right. Now we've got a 4-4 fit. All right. And you look at your hand and say, well, it's sort of balanced. 4, 4, 3, 2. Should we play this in no trump, or should we play this in a suit contract? Well, you got a pretty crappy hand, okay? And you really don't have any stoppers in clubs. So what you should really do is opt here to play in the suit contract and invite the partner by bidding 3 spades, all right? Now, this is what I refer to as bridge judgment. It's going to take a while to refine it, because you're going to look at this and say, well, should I be here or should I be there? As you play more and you get more experience, it'll be easier to make the decision, which won't always be correct. And no matter whether it's a correct decision or not, the cards, remember, we're playing the statistical odds. Some days you're going to get the bear, sometimes the bear is going to get you. So because our partner's got the maximum, goes to 4 spades. And guess what? It's going to be really hard to make 4 spades with these 2 hands put together. We have 24 high card points. We get a little bit of distribution, but we probably have 1 to 2 club losers, no diamond losers, because we've got a little bit of roughing value. We've got probably we may have a heart loser if the king of hearts isn't in the right place, and we may have a spade loser if the king of spades isn't in the right place. So we actually have the potential of, if everything were perfect, we could actually make 6 on this hand. Okay, and we can make our king of clubs good. We can no diamond losers. We can finesse the king of hearts. We can finesse the spade. So our odds are that we're going to make this, okay, probably around 90% of the time. Okay, so we found a difficult hand where we got the game in a difficult hand with only 24 high card points. Okay, let's look at example number 7. Again, we've got a minimum no trump opening. We've got plenty of points to respond Stayman. We've got a 4 spades, so we bid 2 clubs. The opener bids 2 hearts, saying they've got 4 hearts and maybe 4 spades. And since we've got enough points to bid game, we do so. We bid 3 no trump. All right. Now the opener goes, well, My partner has 4 spades because they did not support my hearts. Okay, I've got this weakness down here in clubs. I'm not real comfortable with just 2 clubs and having the queen 3. If I had the king or the ace, I'd feel a lot more comfortable about it. So what's he do? He bids 4 spades. Okay. Now, let's go on to the next example. Okay, example number 8, minimum no trump opening. Now we have 4 hearts and 6 clubs. We have a bare minimum in terms of number of points, 8 to initiate Stayman, so we do so. And the opponent partner comes back and bids 2 diamonds. I don't have a 4-card major. So what do? We bid 3 clubs, and we've got a 4-card major and 5 to 6 clubs. All right. So our partner knows that this is where we want to play the contract. The opener passes. We're going to play the contract in 3 clubs. So this demonstrates how we get to our minor suit in this situation and the decision criteria that's used to determine whether we want to play the contract there or go somewhere else. Let's go to the next example. Again, we've got a little bit the same type of hand, 1 no trump open, 2 clubs with initiation of Stayman by bidding 2 clubs with 4 hearts and 6 clubs. Our partner goes 2 diamonds, we go 3 clubs. Now, the opener looks at his hand and says, I've got the ace of clubs. My partner's got a bunch of clubs. Hey, if this fits and sets up, we can take a bunch of club tricks and we can make 3 no trump. So using bridge judgment, he goes ahead and bids 3 no trump. Is he always going to make it? No. Is always going to be the right decision? No. But remember, some days you get the bear and some days the bear gets you. But the majority of the time, probably 75% of the time, this is going to be the correct decision. So keep that in mind because it helps a lot in terms of your scoring. Let's look at example number 10. Got a maximum no trump opening. The responder's got 11 high card points and 2 4-card majors, so initiate Stayman. The opener comes back and says, I don't have a 4-card major. And because they've got between 10 and 15 points, goes ahead and bids 3 no trump. The contract gets passed out. Everything's honky-dory. Easy peasy. Okay, example number 11. Okay, maximum no trump opening. Hey, we have a spade time. I've got 4 spades and I've got plenty of points to initiate Stayman, so I bid 2 clubs. Opener comes back and says, I've got 4 spades. The responder says, hey, I've got 4 spades. I've got 4 spades too, but I've got a flat hand. I've got enough points per game. So the responder bids 3 no trump to sign off because the responder is the decider in this auction. Unless the captaincy is handed back to the opener, and he's decided that no trump is the best place to play this contract. Let's look at this example here. Okay, maximum no trump. Got both majors. Got plenty of points. We bid 2 clubs. Okay, the opener comes back and says, "I've got 4 spades." The responder who initiates Stayman, I says, I've got 4 spades too. I've got 10 plus points, distribution points. In fact, I've got 9 distribution points plus 3 for the single. So I got 12 distribution points. Got plenty of points for bidding game. Since I've got this singleton, I know I want to be in a suit contract. Bids 4 spades, sign off, and everything flows. All right. This is what the 1 no trump response system matrix looks like after we implement and put Stayman in use. You can see where we're using 4 hearts or 4 spades, 4 spades and 4 hearts, 4 hearts and 5 to 6 diamonds, and this one little outlier here with 5 spades and 4 hearts. Okay, so that's the game field for the use of Stayman. All right, Now, this is where we would answer questions, but we're going to go to Shark Bridge. So I'm going to go to uh, a new share. I'm going to click on Shark Bridge and share that. And I'm going to put in Al the dummy. Okay, and to join Shark, I'm just going to head and hit continue. Okay, here we are. Okay, so we're going to go through 6 hands today and explore how to use Stayman. Now, I'm going to be playing this from the director's screen, and let's review the bidding. So we're going to begin with Al the dummy is going to be sitting in the south seat. The dealer is going to be in the north seat, and in this case, the dealer, our partner, opens one no trump, and the opponent passes. Now, what are we going to do? Okay, well, on this hand, we have 4, 6, 7 high card points. You know, how many points are required to initiate Stayman? 8. So we can initiate Stayman. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass, and the hand actually gets passed out. Okay, now let's explore how this hand's going to get played. Okay, the opponents, now remember, we have to take 7 tricks. Okay, so if we look down here, it says that we've got 7, 0, 7. So we've taken no tricks. The opponents have taken no tricks. Let me expand this so we can see everything. And what we're going to do is go ahead and play the hand. All right, the opponents are going to lead the Queen of Clubs. Now, the Queen of Clubs is a special lead, and that's covered in the defense course. Okay, and so they take the first club trick, the Jack falls. Now they know they're going to take the first 4 clubs. Okay, so they're taking those first 4 club tricks. And you don't have to get worried. Remember, in we're playing one no trump. We can lose 6 tricks. So we've lost 4 tricks. What's the big deal? We still can lose 2 more and still make the contract. All right. So now he's ran out of clubs, so he has to make a determination of what he's going to do. Okay, and his partner hasn't been able to get him any singles or anything else. So he says, "Well, okay, I'll go ahead and I'll lead a spade." So he leads it to a spade. We play low because we've got the King 9 up here, and it's going to allow the Jack to be finessed. So he pops up with the Jack. Now we know we've got 4 spade tricks. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got the Ace King of Hearts. That's 5, 6. And we have the Ace of Diamonds. That's 7. So we know we're going to be able to make the contract. So what we want to try to do now is see if we can get an 8th trick. So what we're going to do is come back here and take the, I'm going to come back with the spades. Take a spade. Doesn't matter which one, they're all equal. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to do a finesse. All right. So, and what we're going to try to do is take a deep finesse. And lo and behold, it fails. But the king comes out. Okay, so now we've got 1, 2 diamond tricks, we've got 2 heart tricks left, and we've got 2 spade tricks left out of 6. So we can take the rest of the tricks. Okay, but the important thing about this example hand is we did not have enough points to play in to initiate Stayman. So let's go to the next deal and look at this one. Okay, in this deal, let's look at what we've got. We've got 4, 8, we have 9 high card points. Now again, the opener initiates, bids one no trump. Now, we've got 9 high card points. We have a 4 card major. So we're going to want to initiate Stayman. So we bid 2 clubs and comes back, pass. Now, let's see what our partner says. Okay, our partner goes to diamonds, says, I don't have a 4 card major. And it's back to you. What are you going to do? Okay, you've got 4, 8, 9 high card points. There's no 4 card major, so you've got the invitational values. We're going to bid 2 no trump. Okay, and our partner, who's got let's show north also. Okay, our partner has 4, 8, 12, 15, 17 high card points. Okay, as a maximum, goes ahead and is going to accept the invitation and bid 3 no trump. And everybody else passes out. Okay, now, so we're playing 3 no trump. North is to declare, and we're going to see how this hand gets played a little bit. Now, the opponents are very good. They lead forth from their longest because in this particular case, it was the most appropriate lead. Not always. Okay, and West plays his lowest equal to 10. And we deny it the first one. We're trying to minimize the communication between the two hands. And they're smart. They continue the hearts. And the ace gets played. Okay, now, okay, the opponents have taken one trick. We've taken one trick. Now, let's make sure that we can count our tricks. Okay, we have the ace king of diamonds, so that's 2 tricks. We have ace king of clubs, that's 4. And we need to develop some spade tricks pretty quickly. All right, so we need to do that right now so that we can potentially get get our trick set up. So we lead the 9. We're going to lead the queeness. Well, let's see. Yeah, we want to have communication down here in the dummy. We want to be able to lead towards that jack of diamonds because we're going to plan to have a finesse later on. So we're going to lead this queen of spades and see if we can drive out the ace. And because he's got those 2 hearts, he jumps on it. Now he starts leading those hearts again. Now it's important to figure out what we want to throw away. Okay, we're going to throw away, in this case, finesse works and it's 4, 3, and the distribution is 3, 3. We can actually take 4 diamond tricks. Okay, we don't have a worthwhile finesse in clubs, so we're going to throw away clubs. Okay, so he takes that. We're going to throw away a heart. We got to follow suit. They're going to take their last heart. We're going to throw away a club. Okay, that goes down. We're going to throw away another club. Okay, now what are the opponents going to lead now? Okay, it says, well, let's try a club. So they try a club. They lead the 2 of clubs. We jump up there with the jack, hoping that's going to hold. They take the queen. We take that. Now, because we preserved our communication back to the dummy, we can come back over here with the spade. And we're going to take this ace of diamonds. And because, there we go. Oh, good, everybody followed. So now we're going to, here's where the rubber meets the road. We're going to lead that diamond. He plays a 10. We're going to take the finesse. And lo and behold, the finesse works. We've got it made now. Okay, we're going to take the ace of clubs over here. come back to our good spades. Throw away that losing diamond and go back to our good diamond. So you can see that declare play is totally different than bidding. So once you've you bid your contract, you have to be able to make it. All right, let's take another look at another example hand and see how this hand should be bid. Okay. All right, this should be hand number 3. And let's see, yeah, it does say 3 up here. Okay, good. They've just changed the user interface. They've made it bigger so everybody can see it, much nicer than what was there before. All right, so North opens 1, no trump again. It's passed. Now let's look at what we've got here and decide what we should be doing. We've got 3 high card points in spades, 3 in diamonds, and 2 in clubs. So that gives us 8, and we have a 4-card major. So we know that we should be initiating Stayman. So we do. Now let's go ahead and put the allow us to see that North hand. So that we can see the logic that the opener is going through. The opener's got 4, 8, 14, 15. Let's make sure we got that. 5, 6, 9, 12, 16. Now that jack of clubs, though, is unguarded, so we're going to reduce it and make it 15. Okay, we know it's still there, and it's very useful. We're going to make it 15. Okay, so it's 2 clubs, but we do have a 4-card major. So the opener is going to bid 2 spades. Okay, pass. Okay, and it comes back around to us. So what are we going to do? We know we've got a 4-4 spade pit now. We've got some roughing ability because we've only got 2 hearts. So we want to invite the opener. And we want to set spades as trump, and we want to invite the opener to potentially bid game. So how do we do that? Well, we bid 3 spades. Okay? And after that, it comes back to the opener, and the opener goes, well, I've got a maximum. I've got some roughing ability too, and goes ahead and bids 4 spades. So comes around. All right, now we're going to be in the play. All right, and the defenders lead for whatever reason. That was actually not a real good lead. We'll take it back. Okay. Let's see. What does the defender want to lead? Okay. In this case, the defender, because they know that we're in a 4-4 spade pit, wants to minimize our roughing ability. The defense is another area that's a whole different dimension than bidding and different from declare play. But he wants to minimize our roughing ability. And he also wants to tell his partner to return a higher ranking suit. So he leads the 8 of spades. And that, by the way, just so you know, it says, hey, I want to minimize this roughing ability, and that 8 is a signal that says I want you to return a heart when you get the opportunity. Okay, so it leads the 8 of spades, and we look at our hand and go, okay, what we want to do is play that, come across here, take the ace of spades up here, and we go, well, let's lead another spade. Let's get some of those kids off the street. And one to end up, it said, oh, good, both of them followed. So there's only one left. And the only one that's left is the 5 of spades, because we kept track of which ones were played, right? Okay, now the question is, what do we want to do now? Okay, we've won 2 tricks, and we need 8 more. So we know that we've got 1, 2 diamond tricks. Potentially we could get up to 4 diamond tricks, which would give us 6. We've got a problem in that we know we've got 2 club losers, and we potentially have 1. We have potentially 2 heart losers. So what are we going to do? So what we're going to do is go ahead and take this king of diamonds and try to set some tricks up. We're going to lead a diamond. Go, oh, good, the 9 came out. And play the jack, and it fails. Okay, it failed. So, and this guy is really mean and rotten. He leads another spade, and we take that trick. All right. So now we can draw the diamonds. We've got the 13th diamond in the hand. That's good. Okay, and we need to set up some tricks. So we're going to try to set up a trick in clubs. Right? And they oblige us. They take the ace king clubs because that's the setting trick. Right? In this case, then they get really mean. They lead a heart. We play the king, hoping that they let away from the ace. They win. They take the heart tricks. And guess what? We are down 2. All right. Now, the purpose of showing you this hand is we bid it correctly. We ended up in the right place. We did everything right, but statistically, it didn't work out. Okay. So they leave another one here. We trump it. We take our good queen of clubs. We throw away our losing diamond, and we trump. We trump the last club. All right. So you can see we went down 2. All right. Lost 100 points, but okay, we bid the hand correctly, we played the hand correctly, but sometimes things just don't work out. Don't get upset when that occurs. All right, so let's go look at another hand. We'll look at hand number 4. Okay, the partner opens 1 no trump. It comes around us. What are we going to do? In this hand, we've got 5, 6, 7. We've got 12 high card points. So we've got enough to initiate Stayman. We've got 4 hearts. So we go ahead and bid 2 clubs. And our partner has, let's go ahead and show what our partner's got. Okay, our partner has got 4 hearts. So he's going to bid 2 hearts. Okay, now what are we going to do? We've got a balanced hand. We've got 4-4. We've got a balanced hand. We've got stoppers in the other suits. We've got plenty of points. What we're going to do is we've made the decision that we want to play this in no trump and not in the suit contract. So we bid 3 no trump, and it gets passed up. All right, now, okay, could we make 4 hearts with this contract? So look at this. We potentially have 2 to 3 losers in diamonds. All right. Now we've got 1 loser in clubs, and we've got 4 winners in hearts, and we have 3 winners in spades. So we've got 9 winners. If we can win a club, we've got 7 winners. If we can win a diamond, we can win a club. We'll be in good shape. Okay. Now the East decides he's going to lead 4th, just 4th, and it's really kind of leading from a crappy suit. And it's a mistake, but we're going to let him do it anyway. So we play we're going to be able to take advantage of that error by the opponent. So we've got to determine where we want to be. Okay, so we want to take that first trick. we're going to take it in the dummy. And what we want to do now is we want to go ahead and set up our clubs as quickly as possible. So we're going to leave that king of clubs. We're willing to sacrifice the king of clubs. We'll undo that. And they jump on that and they take their king of clubs. All right. Now, and he shifts to the two of diamonds. And this guy, perforce, is forced to play the king and decides, well, I'm going to leave a diamond back. And they leave low. Comes like that, comes up, has to take the ace. Now we're home free. As long as we can get they've taken 4 tricks. Well, how many tricks have they taken? They've only taken 2 tricks so far. So let's see what happens. They made a lot of errors. Okay, so they lead another diamond. And this is how it goes sometimes. We take the diamond trick. We've got the clubs are set up, the hearts are set up, the spades are set up. So we can just run everything. So we're going to take the clubs. They actually break for us. So, oh goody, they're all gone. That's 13 of them. I'll go ahead and leave another one. We've got 4 good hearts and so forth. Okay, so we're all of our spades are good, all of our hearts are good. So what we're going to do is we're going to we can claim the rest of the tricks. So you can see how that works in terms of the bidding between the 2 suits. We made a couple of over tricks. Okay, now we shouldn't have, but they made some pretty awful leads to begin with and so forth. We should actually only make 3 on that. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the next deal. Okay, and this one, our partner opens 1 no trump, comes back around us. So what are we going to do here? We've got 4, 6, 8 high card points. We've got 4 spades. And by the way, we also have unbalanced hand. So we've got enough to initiate Stayman. So we are. We bid 2 clubs, comes back around. And lo and behold, our partner, so we want to, let's come back up here, click on this. Well, so you can see his hand has 4 spades and 4 hearts. He bids 2 hearts. Okay, and we go, well, we don't have 2 hearts, but we've got 4. We don't have 4 hearts, but we've got 8 high card points. And per the convention, we're going to go ahead and bid 2 no trump, right? Because we've got 8 to 9 high card points. We have no fit. We really don't like doing that because we've got that singleton heart, but that's just the way it works out. Now our partner goes, whoa. They don't have 4 hearts, therefore, because they didn't show a fit, must have 4 spades. I've got a maximum here, so I'm going to go ahead and bid 4 spades. So we still found the fit in 4 spades. All right, now, so we look at the hand here. We've got 4 spades. We've got a singleton heart. We've got a doubleton club over here. So we've got ace, king, queen, and diamonds. Got no diamond losers. Have potentially 2 club losers. Have no heart losers. And probably, as long as the spades behave and split 3-2, no spade losers. So we're going to make this contract, right? So let's see if these guys can screw us up. Okay, and we really don't have a lot of things to do, so he's going to lead the 7 of hearts. Okay, and he plays the queen as low as equal. We take it with the ace. We can say, let's draw a round or 2 a trump. We try to preserve our communication between the 2 hands by leading to the queen. Okay, and that jack falls, we say, hey, that's great. The only one that's outstanding now is the 4. Okay, and we want to keep communication to our hand in case we want to set up the diamonds. We've got ace, king, king. So I mean, we really don't need to, because the only way we're going to get another diamond trick if they're split 3-3. Okay, so what do we want to do? We don't want to lead trump. Okay, we've got 2 tricks. We need to develop our tricks. We need 8 more tricks. So we're probably going to need to cross rump. So if we can give up 1 spade trick by letting them trump, we can actually get 4 more spade tricks by cross rumping if we can. So let's go ahead and see what we can do in terms of developing our diamonds. Okay. Do we leave those diamonds? Okay. And we leave that 3rd diamond knowing it's probably going to get rough, but lo and behold, East throws away a heart. We jump up there with our ace of diamonds. Okay. And now we lead our 5 of diamonds. Okay. And we rough it. All right. Now, we want to be able to capitalize on this, but we don't want we want to be able to, let's see, it's trying to figure this out. This is a tough hand. Okay, he throws away a club. All right, now we've got 2 club losers, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to capitalize on a number of our trumps. Over here, we're going to trump this. This comes here. All right, now the question is, what do we do? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to lead our trump down. All the diamonds are gone. We're going to go out and gather that last trump. Okay, and now we're going to we're going to play that. We've got a fairly good count on the hearts. Okay, we know that I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave the 8 of hearts. Goes like this. The king gets played per force. All right, now he has to play the ace of clubs. And what we've successfully done is in play. The opponents, they have to leave that 2 of clubs back, and we take our 10th trick. So we actually can make that contract. It's a really hard contract to make. And it takes some real analysis, because what ultimately comes down to is you have to play the heart and hope that the king falls and that you can actually promote your jack of hearts. All right, let's go to the next deal, see how this one plays out. Going again, going to open up 1 no trump, we pass. Now, what are we going to do? In this case, we've got 5 spades and 4 hearts, and exactly 4, 5, 7, 8 high card points. So this is the special shaped hand. 5 spades, 4 hearts, 8 and 9 points. So we're going to initiate Stayman. It goes 2 clubs and pass, and the opener does not have a 4-card major. Let's go ahead and allow you to see that. Okay, so you can see the opener's hand, and so he's going to bid 2 diamonds. Now, we indicate that we have that special shape by bidding 2 spades. Okay, now, because we say we have 5 spades and 4 hearts, okay, the opener goes, well, I've got 3 spades. How do I tell him that I have 3 spades? He does that by supporting the spades. Okay, now let's look at the number of points. 4, 8, 14, 16, but it's a flat hand. Okay, so he says, oh, I'm going to bid 3 spades, even though I've got 16. I'm going to count that as a minimum, bid 3 spades, and then the bid comes back down to Al the dummy. And he goes, well, I've got a really nice hand. I've got 2 doubletons. So I've got 4, 5, 7, 8. I'm going to count this as 1 because of the doubleton, 9, 10. And I'm going to give myself an extra point because of my 5th spade. So I've got 11 high card points now, in terms 11 distributional points in terms of the suit contract. So I'm going to bid 4 spades. I've got the wrong person bidding. Okay, 4 spades. Okay, and everybody's going to pass out. Okay, so you can see that we actually we were able to find and bid a 4-spade contract. Now let's take a quick look at this. We've got no spade losers. We've got 2 heart losers. We have no club losers, and we have 1 diamond loser. So we only have 3 losers in this hand. We're going to make this contract. Okay, and if we got really, really lucky, we might even make an over trick if they did something silly like take the ace king of hearts to begin with, and we might be able to throw away losing diamonds. Well, no, we can't throw away a losing diamond. We can only throw away 2 diamonds, so we're going to only make 4. But you can see we've got 5 spade tricks. We've got 2 losing hearts. No losing clubs because we're going to rough that 3rd club over here in the spades, and we've got 1 losing diamond because. So let's go ahead and quickly play this out so that you can see what is going to happen. So they lead the. Who's playing this? 2 spades out. Okay, so let's see. They lead with 2 of clubs. Okay, they led the 2 of clubs. Okay. Al the dummy is declared this time because you bid spades first. We're going to take that ace, king of clubs. But before we do that, we're going to draw some trump. Okay, and so we're going to draw the trump. Draw one round of trump. We're going to draw a 2nd round of trump. Okay. All right, good. They split. There's 1 more to go. Well, we might as well. Oops. Let me undo this. I don't want them winning that. We want to win this trick. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. Too many buttons to click on. Okay, we win this trick. We're going to go back over there and pick up that last trump. Okay, so move something away, and there's that last trump. Now what are we going to do? Well, we're going to go ahead and see if we can get them to help us. I'm going to leave that ace of diamonds. Okay, I'm going to leave another diamond. They jump up there and they take it. Okay, and now they take the ace of hearts. Okay, well, this heart looks pretty good. We'll lead another one. Okay, we've got the count of the hearts. There's only 1 left out there. Who's going to try to take the diamond trick? But tries to take the diamond trick because he knows that's good. Okay, we jump in there and we rough. Okay, there's only 1 heart that's outstanding. So we go ahead and we take the heart. We know this heart's good. Throw away that losing diamond over there. We go ahead and play the last trump and squeeze them a little bit. And then we lead to the good king of clubs. All right, so we make that contract too. Okay, so that's how we go ahead and play that hand. But the important thing there is the bidding. Okay, this lesson is on the bidding and the use of Stayman, but I try to throw in a little bit a little bit on the play of the hand. Since that's is that's the last hand in this one, what I'm going to do is go ahead and terminate shark bridge here. Okay, we're going to come back to to okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, so that concludes the lesson, the recorded lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and terminate the lesson. Have a great time. Stay safe. Avoid the COVID and have fun.